So this is Sean V. Bradley, president of the company. I'm telling you right now to both Jimmy and Bruce that if you guys want to come, you're going to be my guest. Not only are you going to get in a scholarship, but you guys are going to be sitting at my table chilling on some rock star shit. I got you. We're going to have a lot of fun. I just need you. Huh? Bruno. Yeah. My bad. I said Bruce. I said Bruno. My wife called me. I'm doing 50 million things. Wifey's dope.
You know Batman, right? In English, he's Bruce Wayne. In
Yes.
the Spanish version is Bruno Diaz. So it's okay. I can go by either or.
Yo, Batman's my favorite, man, right here. Like, I feel All right, and so you guys know about the VIP party, right?
Yes. You
No. Yeah, the VIP party. But I'm just saying for Jimmy though, like, cause this is the first time I'm really talking with him, like face to face and stuff like that. Yo, the TV show is crazy, but like I cannot wait. We are turning up. It's officially gonna be the most ridiculous VIP party in the entire automotive history. Like, I've been in the industry for 23 years, and you guys are smart. Like, these huge companies, they have big bands, but from like the 90s or early 2000s. Nobody's popping right now. Papoose has got one of the hottest tracks with Lil Wayne right now. It's got over 10 million views. And on December 31st, the remix with Busta Rhymes, Remy Ma, and 2 Chainz is coming out. That's gonna kill it. So Pap's performing, UFC fighters, movie stars, TV stars. It's gonna be freaking crazy. And you guys are gonna come as the Bradley's guests. So we're gonna have a lot of fun.
We're down. We're excited.
Yeah.
Only thing I ask is take lots of pictures and tag me. That's all I ask. You know what I'm saying?
100% all the way.
We have been taking pictures since. I mean, right now we should start taking pictures.
I love it. All right, let's do this interview though. Let me do this interview because I gotta head out to get my kid.
AutoWeb. Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
1, 2, 3, 4.
AutoWeb.
Hey everybody, this is Sean V. Bradley, the president of Dealer Synergy. I'm about that life, and the creator of the Millionaire Car Salesman Group. And I am with a superstar millionaire car sales ninja. His name's Jimmy McCormack. He is the top salesman at Cardinal Buick GMC in Illinois. Okay, and man, let's get into it. You sold 71 units, but after some unwinds, it was 67. So you sold 67 units in 1 month, and you were the top performer at your dealership. Is that correct, brother?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Oh man. Okay, good. So we're going to get into all of that, but just tell me a little about you. First of all, like, I want to dissect, just like how long you've been in the automotive industry. Tell us your origin story, your Bruce Wayne story.
Yeah. Okay. So I kind of grew up in the business as a kid. My dad owned some buy here, pay here lots. My uncle was a dealer owner for a Toyota and BMW. So as a child, I kind of always knew I wanted to get in the car business. And my dad retired when I was 15. And I got into car sales right after high school, which I didn't graduate. But I think it was 2002, around July, was my first year in the car business. Been in about 19 years. And I've been with the Cardinal Group here for about 5 years now. 5 years now.
Whew. Okay. And so when you first started selling cars, well, first of all, total amount of years you've been in the automotive industry, you said how many?
19 years altogether.
Okay. So how long did it get you to, let's go to some milestones. How long did it take you to break 20 units?
Actually, my first month ever, I was at a small little country town. I kind of wanted to go on my own and do my own thing. I did 18 units my first month at a dealership that sold about 30 cars a month, a Ford store in the middle of the country. And then my second month, I broke 20.
Okay, a second month, 20. And then how long did it take you to get to 30?
30, it probably took me 3 years to hit 30 and to be even around with a 3 in front of me every month.
How long did it take you to get to 40?
40, probably year 5.
50.
50, right, probably the next year, 6. And it's been consistent after that, from probably 30 to 50 to 60 cars a month, every month after that.
Okay, now, what month was it that you sold the 71 units?
That was back in 17, March of 17.
Okay, March of 17.
This last month I did 32, and I've done 55 3 months in a row at this dealership this year.
Wow. Okay, so that's what I'm interested in the pandemic. So you're telling me that you have 3 consecutive months that you hit 55 units in the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of the pandemic, yes.
Okay, wait a minute. And you sell Buick GMCs.
Buick GMC is in between two cornfields.
Okay, now with the inventory, I'm sure you've been affected by the inventory crisis, correct?
100%.
So
We went from having 400 to
I am
500
dying to
cars.
hear the grosses. I am dying to hear the grosses. How at 55? Yeah, he sat back. Yo, for people that are hearing this on a podcast, what you can't see is when I talked about the grosses, my man sat back and was like, "Well, let's talk about these grosses." That was a flex like you couldn't see, and I see it. So I'm just curious. At 55 units, what was the top gross in one of those 3 months that you hit 55?
Top gross month for the full month?
Yes.
I would say in my pocket was probably about $39,000-$40,000.
So you made, I love car people. Car people always range 39, 40, 25. Yeah. So I'm going to say 40 because I'm short and we round up. Short people round up. So 40 G's. You made 40,000 in 1 month selling freaking Buick GMCs in the middle of two
GMCs, and we're on a little bit different pay plan. So we don't get paid on gross, we get paid on units. So if you sell 20 cars, you get $500 a car plus bonuses, plus, GM money. And you sell a Buick, you get $300 a car. So technically you make $800-900 per unit plus bonuses.
Now, during the pandemic, I'm not even sure. I know a lot of manufacturers stopped all incentives, but are there any spins from General Motors or any incentives from the OEM?
Not really. You just get like Buick. You get, I think right now you get $300 a unit, and I think GMC is $75 a unit, but no spins or anything extra right now.
Yo, Roy the Wolf just shouted you out. You know Roy?
Yeah, Roy. Yes, I do. 100%.
Yeah, that's home team. That's little brother right there. That's my people's. Yo, Roy is the truth. So Roy just sent you some love just now. I saw it pop on my notification. What's up, the Wolf?
My man, Roy. What's up?
So no, this is amazing. So holy crap. So what's mind blowing is that in the middle of a pandemic, an inventory crisis, not only did you sell 55 cars on the showroom floor, but you made $40,000 in personal income. So my first real question is this: what do you think? What do you feel when people say you can't make money selling cars? Car sales sucks. It's stupid. What do you say to those people?
It's all BS. It's all BS. It's all hard work and what you put into it. Great leadership right now. So when we sacrifice on not having much inventory, going from 400 to 500 new cars on the lot to 30 to 60. We amped up pre-owned inventory, and we put the gas on the pedal even harder. And so that way we're not, losing here, we're gaining from there and just keep the motion going.
Okay, so when I'm sure you obviously know who Ali Retta is and Cody Carter and these type of amazing individuals like yourself.
Yes, yeah.
The thing that everybody asks those people is what I'm going to ask you is, how did you do it? And let me give you a little background. I was a 30 car guy. I used to average 33 cars when I sold cars at a Lincoln Mercury Mazda dealership, and that was it. I never hit 40. Matter of fact, I never hit 34. I never even hit more than 34 cars in my career. Yeah, I was 33. And listen, it worked out well for me. I'm doing pretty good for myself now. But I never hit 30, And so when I talked to Ali and Cody and, Frank Crinity and these guys, I said, how? And they gave me something, but I'm going to ask you first and I'm going to tell you what they said to me. So how does somebody go from, 20 cars is really good, but 30 has always been like, oh shit, 30 cars, that's pretty big. How do you go from, wow, 30 to 40, 50, 60, and technically you sold 71 cars, a couple of them unwound, but you put them on the books that month. How do you go to 71 car sales in a month from 30? What is the how factor to get to that level?
My big thing is taking care of your customers and making them happy and warm, making a friend before, turning a client into a friend quick off the bat.
Stop. Jimmy, stop.
Yep. Okay.
I know that's real, but there's people right now that want to slap their computer screen and say, stop. Okay. And I know it's real, but you gotta realize that when you are balling and you're doing stuff like that, mere mortals are like, dude, really? Like I was looking for some formulas, some real fly shit, some ideas or something like that. And you're like, be nice to your people. But is it really that elementary? Is it just really taking care of your people?
My number one thing is taking care of people, putting the gas on the pedal and being consistent. going outside the box. So like last month, I was having a bad month. I was at one car on the 10th. I stopped doing like my marketplace, started doing that again, and going outside and not stopping, working those Facebook leads at 2:00 in the morning, my days off, working my days off, working 15 hours a day. And I ended up with 32 cars. So,
well, you only had one car on the 10th.
On
so
the 10th,
one third of the month was gone. And in only 2/3 of the month, you sold 31 cars.
31 cars.
32. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so now I get it. On a surface level, I would agree with you. I think that customer experience excellence is really important, and being consistent. But there are people that are like, man, I take care of my people. I grind, I hard, but I don't sell even close to freaking 60 or 70 cars. Man, I could barely break nine cars. I can't even get to double digits. So is it a certain amount of ups you take? Let's start there. Where do you get most of your deals? And I'm going to lead you. There's 8 ways that a showroom salesperson could sell a car: walk-in, be-back, internet, phone, prior customers / orphan owners, service conversions, referrals, and lost art of prospecting. The average salesperson only triggers on 2 to 3. How and where do you get most of your sales?
Most of my vehicles, so Facebook, drawing my own leads, phone ups, and then be-backs and referrals. That's where most of my, yeah.
Talk to me about Facebook, because I'm intrigued, because that's Frank Graniti's super duper power,
right.
As well. He's a beast on Facebook. So how many cars would you say that you consistently sell from your Facebook strategy?
Well, last month I did 19. This month I got, I think, about 11 out this month from Facebook.
Time out.
And
the people that are listening to this, do you hear this? Some people can't even sell 9 cars, and my man is selling 19. That's the teen at the end of it, right? Not just 9, but 19. And he's doing it all for Facebook. And here's what I got to say to you on this. This is why I interrupted, is because I still got dealers that are like Betamax that don't allow their salespeople to be on social media. They don't allow their salespeople to be on Facebook. They're like, they can't do that. They need to work. What do you say to people and dealers or managers that don't allow people to be on Facebook?
It's BS. Get everybody in the dealership on it. I mean, 100%, and work the heck out of it.
All right, good.
It's
I
free,
love it.
Free advertisement. You draw in traffic, free. It's all free.
So let's go through your Facebook strategy. So there's a bunch of different stuff. There's personal Facebook page. There's a business page. There's marketplace. There's groups. There's also boosting, and then there's Facebook Ad Manager, and there's targeted, stuff like that, retargeting.
Right.
There's a lot of different Facebook strategies. What do you use, and why do you use it?
So I use all of it, right? But 99% of all of my traffic and leads and I generate in sales is all from marketplace solely.
Ooh.
Just from marketplace and not even boosting it.
Okay, so again, obviously I'm a Facebook beast myself, but for the people that aren't Facebook beast, and I'll give an example. And this is facts. I don't know if you saw online, but my brother literally just came out of Queens 2 days ago, New York, and he's working at a VW dealership. I got my nephews working at a Patriot Buick GMC dealership. His name's Dylan. And then I got my daughters working at a Kia Subaru Chevy dealership. So I've got 3 family members that are in the front lines putting in that work on that lot in the showroom. And so talk to them or new people. Explain Facebook Marketplace for people that don't understand or have never used it as a salesperson. How do you use it? What's step 1? What's step 2? And let's go through Forrest Gump Facebook.
Okay. I mean, the first thing is I try to make as much connections in the area as possible as far as friends. And every time I sell a customer, I connect with them. That way they'll see my stuff. Their friends will see my stuff. 2 is then I join all the car groups in the area, yard sale sites or car sale sites. So that way, when I do post my ad, I can tag them and it goes out to their group plus marketplace. Then I do two ads. I do a cheap cash car that draws people into the dealership, like a $39.95 car. And then, so then they walk in the dealership, they have $3,900. And then you either sell them a car, or you flip them to finance with $4,000 down. 2, I'll do a guaranteed finance program where I'll post a car that books well, $10,000 to $15,000 with an average down payment of $1,500 a month. And I keep it short and sweet, guaranteed financing for everyone. Average down payment is this to this. And I draw probably 150 to 200 messages a day from those 2. And I probably get about 5 to 10 people a day in my showroom off of it. And I have a short little thing that I send out to them that gets them to text or call me immediately instead of you get so many on Messenger, you can't follow up with them all. So I get them to text me on the phone, put in a lead, and I set an appointment. And probably half of them that I talk to actually that I set an appointment with show, and half of those sell.
So how much? And if I heard you correctly, you're not spending any money on marketplace cash. You're just using the system.
Not a dollar. Yeah, not a dollar.
So what are you doing? Are you posting inventory yourself that belongs to the dealership, or is the dealership post inventory you work? Like, again, pretend people don't know what the hell we're talking about here.
Okay, so I post from our inventory. So I'll pick a car that books well from my inventory. I'll post it.
Give me an example.
And I'll do 2 posts a week. So.
No, we said, listen, you are a ninja. This is the problem. When you're a Jedi Knight, mere mortals, they hear your words and they can't comprehend because the frequency is so high. You just say cars that book out. I know what that means, but explain that. So you give me a.
So what I do is I'll go to my sales manager and ask him what car books out well. So like loan to value. So those are cars that are going to work well with somebody with lower credit that has $1,000, $2,000 down. So it's easier to finance.
Give us an example of a car potentially that could book out well.
So like the one I just did now, we were in right in a 2017 Chevy Cruze with 52,000 miles. The car is $11,995. So banks like people, if you have a 400 or 500 credit score, to be under 80,000 miles, 100,000 miles with some of the subprime banks. So it's under that mile of markage, and it's a cheaper car that even if they only make $1,800 a month, it's affordable in payment, and it works well.
I love it. So now we have the car. You take the car, and do you just take it from the VDP off of the website and then you post it in there? How do you put it?
So I'll actually go out, put my hands on the car, pull it out. I'll take about 6 or 7 photos. I'll do some good angles on the outside, 2 or 3, and then 2 or 3 on the inside and the miles. And then I upload those photos that I've taken.
Do you take any videos? Does it support video?
No, I don't actually use videos, just pictures.
Okay. Do you know if Marketplace supports video?
I think it does. I've never used it myself, though.
Okay.
It does.
My tip to you, because you're so kind to us by giving us your experience, is that video, you have sight, sound, motion, emotion. Instead of it being like, if you heard a picture's worth 1,000 words, Dr. McCreevy from Forrester Research says 1 minute of video is equivalent to 1.8 million written words. So if you're getting value and you're getting responses off of the images, the 6 or 7 images, I would say that you might want to consider, just doing like a 30-second or 60-second video clip and being able to articulate the value package proposition and the value about that vehicle. It might even increase more. Just my little 2 bits of sense.
Oh, I appreciate it.
This is we're tag teaming. We got 2 Jedi Knights right here, brother. I got an orange saber. You could have the green one. We're going, okay?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Did you know 40% of service calls go to voicemail or hang up?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
How many times does it take for your customers to connect with someone at your store?
The world may never know.
Unless you have CallSource customers connect with 96% of their clients' calls and convert over 85% of bookable calls to appointments. Really? If you're not performing at that level, or if you don't know, then text HELP to 855-963-2686 and receive a free evaluation of your store's performance.
Now you've got the car, you've uploaded the pictures to it. What type of CTA, call to actions, do you put on the post?
So on the post, I'll put a quick description, year, car, mileage. Then I'll put guaranteed financing for everyone, average down payment $1,000 to $1,500, and then just a quick little note, call Jimmy with my phone number on it. So, and that's it. It's really short and sweet. And then when you get the messages, they ask if the car is available. Instead of just tapping the yes, it's available button, I have my little quote. Yes, would you like to know more information about my program, or would you like to schedule an appointment? I respond quicker to text, give them my cell phone number. And then I'll generate phone calls and text directly to my phone, because sometimes you'll have 100, 200 messages. You can't go through them all because there's so many of them.
Wow, that's amazing. And how many approximate leads would you get off of one on average? I know that they might be different for different vehicles.
Like one car?
Yeah, one car. How many contact? Just to estimate. It's okay. It doesn't have to be.
Like the car we're talking about now, probably about 1,100.
What?
Yeah, 1,100 people have probably messaged me on it.
1,100 people. How
1,100
do you handle filtering through 1,100, or you don't have to. The first one that you connect with and you sell the car to, you don't need the other 9,900, right? Or, you know,
I can't connect with all of them. So, probably about a third of them I can connect with. The ones that call and text me, and the ones I'm working at night trying to connect with. And then I get help too. Some of our BDC agents will help me go through and contact them and set appointments for me.
Now, why do you think you've got so many more hits and connections compared to other people? Because that's kind of high.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think it's the connections with the groups, the right inventory, and
that's it right there, Jimmy. That's it right there. Is that again? And here's what I'm talking about. People, because obviously we work with Facebook corporate at a very high level, and there's a lot of people that heard of marketplace and do marketplace, but they'll just do a post, but they're not doing the groups. They don't have a lot of followers, and they're not really active. So they're just doing marketplace with no audience. That's like going to, you might be on, here's a good analogy. You might be in Madison Square Garden in New York City, one of the biggest stages, most prominent stages. But if there's nobody in the audience, it doesn't really matter that you're at Madison Square Garden if nobody's hearing you, sing, dance, shake your ass, whatever it is. Same thing here. It doesn't matter if you're on Facebook Marketplace if you're not connected to people. That is a power right there. Right. I love it. All right. So now, wow. Well, tell me what else you do. I heard what you said before, which I'm going to digress and go back to, which was brilliant, is that, when you sell a car, you connect with them on Facebook. I got a question for you. I know that you don't deal with a lot of ups. You deal with like referrals and prior customers, and it's more strategic. That's the same thing with Ali and Cody. You don't waste your time on low closing ratio people for the most part. However, there are times that you might get referrals or prospects somehow. Do you friend them before or only after you sell a car?
I try to before if I can. So that way, even if they're not buying a car from me now, we're friends with them and they still see my stuff after the fact and maybe next time.
Yeah, I say, and this is the thing, is I knew that's what you're going to say, is that, which is very, very smart. See, social media is not just social and instant gratification. I use social media for PR, for public relations, to scream positive propaganda. Meaning, if you're posting really positive things and successful things, you're giving out referrals, you're selling cars like candy bars, people are happy, boom, people see that shit in your feed. And if you didn't have somebody connected as a prospect, they might or might not respond to you. But if they see, positive stuff or interesting stuff or relevant stuff happening all the time, top of the mind awareness, called TOMA, T-O-M-A, top of mind awareness, they have a higher likelihood of engaging and converting if they're constantly seeing you in their feed. So that's actually really, really brilliant. Okay, so I like the engagement and connection of prospects and clients. I love your marketplace strategy. Talk about like, how do you use your personal page? And let me lead you, because to me, Facebook's algorithm and the edge rank, the situation is this: it purposely suppresses stuff. A personal page, you're capped at 5,000 people. And even if you have 5,000 people, even with heavy engagement and interaction, if you're lucky, maybe 10%. On average, it's about 2 to 4%, there. Which means, let's use a round number math. If I have 1,000 friends on Facebook, and I might literally only have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people that are going to actually see a post, because Facebook wants to push you to using ad manager. So my question is, how do you use organic personal page, and do you see any value in it?
I see a little bit of value in it because I do generate some traffic from it. More or less for the customers that I have sold to, or my sister's friend or somebody that I went to school with that can see more of it. But there's not a whole lot of gratification from it. So I don't do a whole lot with it, but I will do a post probably every other day on my personal Facebook page. It just doesn't draw enough action to put too much effort into that way when the marketplace is drawing way more traffic for me. But I still keep that up and going because I do get business off of it, and it gets my name more locally known and recognized in people that are in the general area around me. Just doesn't see as many people though.
That's strong, and smart. I think that even if there's a little bit of value, there's a hierarchy. Even Maslow, has the hierarchy of needs. Obviously, breathing and food is more important than self-actualization and feeling like, you belong. I get that. Same thing here. I think that there's different levels and there's just different levels of value you get, but there is still some type of value. And if it's free, and if you could automate it by using, tools like Hootsuite or Zoho Social, something like that, I don't think it's gonna be the end all ever, but it would definitely be part of the overall strategy. So I like that.
Right.
Okay, talk to me. Do you have your own business page?
For Facebook, yes.
Do you use Facebook?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I use it. Once again, not as much traffic with that, but I do that where I do generate some leads from it, but it's a lot smaller amount. And I try to do at least 3 posts a day on my personal Facebook page.
So what I would say is this: with the business page, though, like it's very rare you'll get any real value unless you're using the Facebook, ad manager. So do you utilize Facebook ad manager software to be able to target, specific demographics, geographics, geofencing? Do you upload lists and things like that?
No, I do not actually.
All right, so let me give you some free advice, Jedi Knight that you are, respectfully, is that with your database, you want to hear some gangster shit? What you can do is this. You can take this is some sick shit. You can take your database, convert your database with your dealer's permission, disclaimer, or your own personal database that you have, which you should have your own from your referrals and your friends and family, stuff like that. You could take your database and with the permission of the dealer's database, convert it to a CSV file, which is a spreadsheet. So approximately in your career, how many email addresses of former clients and current clients do you have access to? Do you have?
Oh, over 20,000.
Okay.
Probably 100,000.
Do you understand what you can do? I feel like I'm a freaking SEAL right here. Like I'm excited to share this with you. What you can do is you could take that 20,000 database and upload that to Facebook's ad manager, which is both Facebook and Instagram ad manager, and you could start targeting. You just said you made 40 G's the other month. Brother, for a fraction of a cost, you could have your own Facebook/Instagram ad budget. And I'll give you an example. My daughter became nationally recognized. She worked at Patriot Buick GMC. And she was targeting the LGBT community because she's part of that community. Not that you have to target that if you don't want to, but again, she targeted the LGBT community. And for $6, she had an ad, a display ad that she served up that had a woman drive an hour and 20 minutes away to buy a used car with a $5,500 front end before the pandemic.
And only $6.
$6. Yeah, because the cost per click is way cheaper than it is with PPC and search engine, marketing. My brother, at your level, like, let's keep it real. Do you understand that you sell more cars than some dealerships in the United States? I'm talking about franchise dealerships. You yourself sell more cars than a full-blown dealership in different parts of the United States. The average dealership only sells like 96 cars a month. That's with 10 salespeople, 2 sales managers, GM, GSM, F&I to sell less than 100 cars. You're at almost 70 units, max. Even if you're only averaging 55 units, that's crazy for one person. And again, I would highly recommend that you start to turn around and create a strategy. I'll give you an example. Can you imagine going, you're targeting, you said the last 5 years you worked for Buick GMC, right?
Right, 100%.
You know what you could do? You could turn around and extract, what's your number one selling Buick GMC product you have?
Buick Encore or Buick Encore GX.
Encore, perfect. So you could turn around and you with this database, you could segment your database and you could do it to your desk. Every single Encore client that I sold in the last X amount of years, that's going to cut that 20,000 list down to X amount, right? You could basically upload that to Facebook and Instagram, and for a fraction of a cost, because you're not targeting, using Facebook's algorithms, and their software, you're just putting your own database. And think about this. Really, really cheaply, you could run a display campaign or video campaign. You could have a video that pops up that says, wait, hey, listen, I need enclaves right now, or encores, whatever it is. Like you said, I need encores right now. We have a massive shortage for encores. We're willing to go over book value to buy your encore from you. Now, people, first of all, they're going to see you video like popping up in their timeline, and then the graphics that say like encore, like I have an encore. They're not expecting that you're targeting them specifically.
Right.
How cool is that?
Oh, that's awesome. And like right now, the last 2 encores that I sold, they got more than what they paid for the vehicle 2-3 years ago too. So I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Do you have your own website?
I do not have my own website. I'm trying to work on getting that. Bruno's helping me with that.
Listen, my man Cody Carter, he's got Retrack Autos. You need to go to retrackautos.com. If you've ever been there, it's his last name spelled backwards. My man he sold 154 cars in March on the showroom floor. And you know what? He gets 200 to 300 leads. And you know what's so funny? You high performers, and this is respect. I mean this with love. You guys are great. You know what it is? It's like you're an MMA, but you're like a Thai boxer, Muay Thai, kicking the shit out of people, but you don't have that much ground game. He, on the other side, is a jiu-jitsu wrestler, but he can't bang and strike, an uprock. And again, if you guys cross-train like MMA, you'd be fucking vicious, even more than you really are, because he's the opposite. He doesn't do jack shit for social media, really, and all that other stuff. It's his website, because if I sold 100 cars a month like clockwork off of my personal website, I wouldn't give a shit about anything either. But for you, follow this, my brother. If you had your own website, like my daughter's got Got Your Keys for the Buick GMC stuff, you could start driving traffic like crazy to your website. You said you love Facebook. Facebook's got something called retargeting pixel. And what you do is you put the retargeting pixel on your personal website, and anytime somebody goes to your website and then they go to Facebook or they go to Instagram, they could get display or video ads for the next 30 days. And you could even put it on specific pages. So if they're landed on the referral page, or they're landed on the Encore page, or they're on the whatever page, or the bad credit, no credit page of your website, you could tailor these specific messages. Here's my analogy, my brother. Check this out.
Let's hear
it. Your dealership, again, is Cardinal Buick GMC, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so this is dumbass questions, but I want you to play it with me, play this out for a second, right? So Buick GMC has their own websites, right?
Yes.
They have their own conventional advertising, radio, TV, print, stuff like that, correct?
Correct.
They do their own social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff, correct?
All that, correct.
Okay, they do all that. So then why does Cardinal Buick GMC have their own website? They do their own SEO, they do all that stuff. Do you know why?
Why is that?
Because Cardinal Buick GMC does jack shit with Buick GMC. It's totally two different companies. Cardinal Buick GMC has nothing to do other than waving the flag in inventory. They don't get the Buick GMC money. And so this is how I want you to just think, if you feel where I'm coming from. If Cardinal Buick GMC is a franchise of Buick GMC, and they're basically mimicking at a smaller scale everything that the manufacturer strategy is doing, but on a geo or regional size basis. My opinion, and this is what I tell my people, is you need to start thinking of yourself like you are, metaphorically, not contractually, but you are metaphorically like a franchise of Cardinal Buick GMC. Yeah, and so the same shit that the dealership says, in my opinion, you should have your own website, you should have your own SEO, your own social, and the same layered strategy to drive traffic to your website. Dude, you are a dealership. You need to make digital moves like a dealership. I'm just saying. What do you think?
Right. No, it makes sense, 100%.
You see, we're forming Voltron right now. I'm the orange line. Voltron.
Voltron, right.
You better know what Voltron is, because I'm not that old.
No.
Now, I love this now, but I love, man, what you have done is utterly amazing. And again, you've doubled what I ever did. So I am not trying to be a backseat driver. I have mad respect for you. But what I also want to do is, again, there's so much more. You know what I mean? There's so much more.
Oh, yeah, there's always another level, always more you can do.
Okay. So now let's talk about, because you also mentioned referrals.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Attention auto dealers. You need an opportunity to do business. AutoWeb is one of the largest suppliers of high quality leads. I mean, high quality buyers. At a 10% closing ratio, you will be at less than $190 per car sold. Don't just settle for what you get. AutoWeb can fully customize your results through targeted markets and/or zip codes, and as a partner, you will get premium placement within search results. Who better to do that than literally the people that invented automotive internet sales? If you want to sell more cars more often and more profitably, then you need AutoWeb.
How many referrals do you get a month?
I'd say probably 7 to 12. 7 to 12, it varies, so say probably 9 on average.
Do you have bird dogs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much do you pay for bird dog?
So the first time I do 100, second time I do 125, third time 150, every time after that.
Okay. Now, does the dealership pay for all that, or does it come out of your pocket?
They pay for half. I do half.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Now, can you give us some tips? Because there's a lot of people that, in my opinion, that they think that they do good referrals, and to them, the only thing they really do is when they spot a car, they say, "If you know anybody looking for a car, let me know." That's their referral strategy. I want to hear from someone like you, that's a rock star. What is your referral strategy? How do you ask, and how do you receive, and how do you get so much success in referrals? Break us down your referral strategy.
Once again, taking care of the customer, I tell them I don't want to sell you your next car. I want to sell you all your cars, your whole family, all of their cars. And I'm going to take care of you and everybody in your family. I'm your car guy. And really that's it. And then just by taking care of the customer, making them feel warm and fuzzy, I get lots of referrals every month based off of that.
Okay. And how are you asking everybody you can for referral, or are you just kind of pick and choose?
I ask everybody I sell a car to. I ask people in the service drive. I ask people at the grocery store. I'm nonstop asking, all networking nonstop.
Okay. Now, talk to me about, and we're going to transition then because I appreciate that. What would you say is the biggest challenge that you've had, even at your level, with the pandemic and the inventory crisis? And is it the inventory, or is it the market adjustments that people, especially for Buick GMC, they used to give like $9,000 rebates and crazy shit like that. Now it's like 5 G's over sticker. Yo, my nephew went from $12 an hour last year to making $12,000 a month. He's broke way past $100,000 his first full year in the industry at 20 years
That's
old.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Right.
again, what has been the biggest challenge though? Would it be the price adjustment for the public, or is it the lack of inventory? Talk to me.
The lack of inventory on new was the biggest adjustment, but we kind of overcame that. We got inventory here and there how we could. We had a slow down or loaner fleet to put a little more cars on the lot, but we really overcame with selling more used cars and hitting more used cars. Yeah. So the biggest adjustment was trying to convert a new car customer into a late model pre-owned vehicle or into a pre-owned vehicle. That was the biggest adjustment.
How do you,
for those car customers that I have? Do what?
How do you do that? So I heard you just say that that's the biggest challenge. How do you overcome that? So let's pose the challenge to the public, and because you're not the only one facing that challenge, so I want you to give some advice how you overcame it to our Millionaire Car Salesman audience.
Well, with the car shortage, I try to, it's only temporary, it's momentarily. So if customers I sold cars 3 years ago that buy a new car every 3 years, I try to find them the newest car, a 20 late model that we do have, where they're going to save a little bit more money because the pricing is higher on new cars right now, and the car value, trade-in values and used car market's up, where I could save them a little bit of money and then trade them out of it when the new car selection does come in.
Okay. Does that seem to work? Like that your prospects, are acceptable of that strategy, that concept?
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is the hardest thing to overcome? Because there's like, you've been able to overcome a lot of objections or situations, but what do you think it's still difficult to overcome?
Still difficult to overcome? Just not having that new car inventory, and really that's about it, I think.
All right. So then I know that Ford wants to go to 40% of all sales direct order model. I'm not sure what General Motors wants to do. So let's say I'm the prospect and I'm looking, and by the way, I bought it for my daughter before she left the dealership world, come work for me. I have a 2020, one of our vehicles in my fleet is a 2020 GMC Canyon Denali. So I like my truck. And let's just say that I want to buy a new one. I don't have a 2020. I had a whatever one. And I'm coming to you and you're like, that vehicle's not available. And I'm like, I want a new one. What are my options? So let's just use that. I'm looking for 2021 or 2021, 2022 GMC Canyon Denali, and you don't have any in stock. Talk to me like live, role play.
So locating, there's no locating right now in my general area. So we are building vehicles and taking reservations, and 8 to 12 weeks they can have one. So we're setting up future business for in 3 to 4 months from right now. So I have done a lot of that where I can, we can locate, build it exactly to what you want, and have it in 3 to 4 months, compared to getting exactly what you want.
Okay, now let's go with pricing. I just want to hear from a rock star like you. Okay. So are you selling any vehicles over sticker?
Only on Yukons, 49 over with the.
Okay, good. How much? 4,900 over?
4,900 over, yeah.
Okay, and that wasn't what it was like before the pandemic, right?
No, we had $15,000 off before the pandemic.
All right,
But
so good. So let's turn around. Let's go role play. I mean, Jimmy, I want a Yukon Denali, and I was hoping to get like a $10,000 off, like I saw like last time I was shopping a couple years ago.
so the good thing is most of my people already kind of know the market because they've been shopping around and looking. But I have to build value in the addendum and what we're selling with.
Oh, you have an addendum. Okay, good. So this is
Yeah.
really good because I have a lot of dealers that do addendum and market adjustment pricing, and some of them just say it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because of the economy. And then I have some really cool stores that add actual tangible product, whether it's a theft deterrent or it's paint sealant or something.
Nitro fill or
Yeah. So do you have any actual tangible value, or is it just it is what it is? Market.
So you have 2 years free maintenance with the vehicle that comes with the package, 4 oil changes, 2 tire rotations, 1 wheel alignment. We're giving you the nitro fill, which gives you a 1-year tire warranty and some other protections there. And then also paint protection inside and outside of the vehicle.
Okay, so question for you. Now, I'm going to redirect. I'm shocking you all these different questions.
Right.
Okay, I've had this question posed to me because someone like you're a career automotive professional. You know what I mean, like you personify excellence in our industry. As honestly, that's what this whole group is about. What about if I don't want to say cracking because it's not. It's really legitimately because there's inventory shortage and we can't just give cars away or we'll go out of business. But how is this? Do you think there's going to be an adverse negative effect? Like, because people are way the fuck upside down once they walk out of the lot. If you're 5Gs over sticker on a GMC product, if this market changes in the next 2 years, people are going to be lopsided walking into the dealership. Do you worry, because you're a long-term car guy, that if we're leasing people over sticker, or we are we're burying trades and we're adding 5Gs over sticker on this and that, like, do you worry that we're hurting ourselves on the sales team level, on the dealership level, not on purpose, just it is what it is. 3, 4, 5 years down the road when people are trying to trade out of the vehicles, they're going to be buried. How do you feel about that?
In 2 to 3, 4 years, I think we are going to have a lot more people that are going to be upside down. But in the car business, we're always creative, and we find a different, innovative way to overcome it. So I'm not really too worried about it though, because we always figure something out.
Yeah, and again, you shouldn't be worried about it. That was a right answer. I said I agree with you. You shouldn't be worried about it, but I want to ask you a bunch of high level questions for our audience, because this is stuff that people think about, and I hear in our group, oh yeah, we shouldn't go with a sticker. I'm like, listen, stop. I don't mean any disrespect or offend anybody, but the people like, I would never go over sticker, then you're missing opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, you're missing opportunity because, listen, it is very rare. Like, we're one of the few industries that we've got to like haggle. Like, how does it even make sense? That sometimes we used to have to go to triple net on a vehicle that's $30, $40, $50,000 triple net to sell a vehicle. And maybe, that's like triple net means zero holdback, because we were hoping that we could get retro money or something like that. It's absurd when you have like 1,000% markup on certain things that nobody ever negotiates from. So the first time, in 23 years I've been in this industry, we have the opportunity to finally make what we deserve and what these vehicles deserve. I mean, hell, if you have a $30,000 product, you should be able to make more than $500 on a $30,000 product.
100%. If you sell $30,000 worth of washers and dryers, you're making way more than $500.
And ride this shit until the wheel falls off. That's what I'm just saying. And that doesn't mean take advantage of me. Like you said, I love what your dealership is doing. You're adding value. Price is only relevant with the absence of value. And if we're providing supreme customer experience, if we're providing supreme, value, then again, price is not really relevant.
It isn't really relevant. It makes it easy, and you don't really get too much hesitation then.
Well, Jimmy, I'm going to tell you right now, I this was amazing, and I have a couple last questions, but I want to plug that I'm really excited that you just committed to being on the panel for the upcoming IS20G in Philadelphia, January 11th to the 13th. Have you ever spoken at a conference before?
I have not. This will be my first time.
Have you been to an automotive conference before?
Yes, but it's been years since I've been.
It's been years since anybody's done shit with the pandemic. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Right.
No, but I'm really excited about it because we're gonna have some amazing people like Cody Carter, Chrissy Burton, a bunch of my family that sells cars. All of my brother, my daughters, my nephew. They're all gonna be there, and some of the country's top dealer principals, managers, and then all sorts of stuff. And if you attend, remember that website you're looking to get?
Yes.
Well, you heard of Build a Brand?
Yes, I have.
Well, guess what? It's Christmas, okay? And I ain't a fucking elf, but I'm gonna give you a Christmas gift, all right? I know I'm short, but I ain't an
I
elf, right?
appreciate it.
Now, I'm gonna bless you with a brand new Build a Brand platform, which is legitimately about $2,000, and that includes the full like inventory stuff, the referral program, all that stuff. I'm gonna give you that platform because, man, like part of what I do is I love finding people like you. You are the personification of what automotive sales professions should be. So if I can help you by giving you a platform that's going to help you build your business, again, you come to IS20G, the head of Build-A-Brand is going to be there. His name's Cameron Moore. He is actually doing a session with my daughter, Tiana, T Got Your Keys, on Build-A-Brand and stuff like that. So no strings attached. I'm just going to give you a complete gift of a full-blown Build-A-Brand platform so you have your own website with inventory integration and referral program, online reputation, digital business card, all that stuff. My treat to you.
Sean, I can't thank you enough. I'm excited.
All right. Well, listen, again, this is the thing, though. There is a small little catch. Only thing I ask, and I'm doing this on record in front of like tens of thousands of people, is if you get value from this, just help other people. What you just did is you know what I hate is people that covet information. And you just gave some serious game to people. You just gave nuggets to people. If they actually listen, rewind this shit, play it back a couple times, stop and do what you said. I mean, you just gave a recipe of 3 to 4 major things that people could do to sell more cars immediately. And so if you're willing to do that, you're not a trainer, you're not a consultant, you're not getting paid for it. I want to reward you for your altruism. And honestly, like I want to continue to have you succeed. And the only thing I ask is just keep blessing other people, man. Just keep trying to help people do more, be more, achieve more. And as a community, that's what we need to do. When I came up in the automotive industry, it was like boxing. It wasn't a team sport. It was a solo sport.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now I believe in interdependence. I believe in synergy. I believe in collaboration. I believe in abundance. There's so much money to be made, And like I said, again, especially if we're successful, you got to be collaborating with him because, if you collaborate with like Cody, I promise you, Cody is secure with himself and he doesn't mind sharing his ideas. And that's what I see with you is you're secure in who you are. You're not worried about giving somebody some tips like that, but you have no idea how that could change somebody. Somebody listen to this podcast. Somebody listen to this right here. Your tips could help somebody, like not being dramatic, I mean sincerely, could help somebody with their family, can help somebody with their quality of life, help somebody like pay their bills and make their holidays special. So yeah, man, I want to support you and see you win even more. So thank you so much for your time.
Sean Bradley, thank you so much. It means a lot.
All right. Do you have anything you want to close out? This is your space. So like say whatever you want to say to the industry. If you got any closing tips, advice, or just closing statements, the floor is yours to close out the show.
I just want to say thank you. It's all about mindset, gas, attitude, and put in that extra 1% to do the little extra that everybody else won't do to proceed a little bit better with yourself, But I want to thank you so much and appreciate being on the show.
Listen, it's an honor, brother. Salute to you. Remember, think about what I just said. The average salesperson sells less than 10 cars, and you broke 71. I mean, that is just insane. So again, thank you for sharing your time, and I look forward to rocking out with you. I'm going to close the show out. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, we're off the air.
So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Tiana Mick and L.A. Williams. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the Millionaire Car Salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. Thanks for listening to the Millionaire Car Salesman podcast, and remember, where I'm from, money provides options. The Millionaire Car Salesman podcast is sponsored in part by
AutoWeb and Call Review.
If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.